What's up, guys? Came down here to the shop this morning. The owner of this car is going to be coming down and finishing cutting out some stuff here and over here. That way we can start working on cage fitment and fitting up some of the tubes that need to be added back, and we can work on some of the boxes that go to the chassis. The other thing we're going to do today is we're going to test fit some parts for one of my partners, Buck Performance. He did not have access to a 1JZ car, so he sent me a coil bracket for IGN-1A Mercury Marine coils. So basically the exact same kit that I'm running on mine, however, we made mine. Buck does these things for 2Js, VVTi, and non. He's trying to break into the 1J market a little bit. For all you 1J guys, you're going to have a badass coil option as far as mounting them. I know the coils are big, they're kind of invasive, but you're not going to find a better coil for the money. They're about the same price, maybe a touch more than like an LS truck style coil, and can really put out a lot more. So I'm really hoping you guys can hear me today over the heater. It's cold in here, I had to turn the heater on, so hopefully you guys can hear me over that. So let's get to it. Bracket off. I think I'm gonna go ahead and change the plugs. I have not changed the plugs since I put this motor together. They've always been fine. It's never missed or anything. But yeah, so like I usually will gap the plugs with these coils around 22 thousandths. That way I don't have to worry about spark blowout and stuff like that. If you guys are interested in me doing some sort of tech video like that of like gapping plugs, how to choose your plugs, how to choose your plug gap, reasoning and everything like that, just let me know in the comments if that's something you guys want to see. I'm trying to keep this as light-hearted as possible because I really don't want to bore you guys. So I'll do as much tech as you want me to, and then, you know, try to keep it kind of interesting with doing installs and fabrication stuff and stuff like that. So let me know. I'm going to flip this camera. All right, so I went ahead and grabbed the Buck Performance stuff. As you can see, made in the USA. He's out of Louisiana. So mine just uses a bolt just like this guy. To bolt the bracket to the engine. He actually includes studs that get Loctited. That's going to make life so much easier because like I was dropping my little spacers down in there, and you can see here I did to install these. I put a little O-ring on it so that it'll hold the spacer to the bolt whenever you're just throwing everything together. But these little stainless studs are going to make life so much easier to slip the spacers on. Let's go ahead and get into this. So like I said, this thing looks pretty much identical to mine. There's only so many ways you can actually design these things, so you'll probably end up with a lot of these different coil brackets looking pretty similar. His has a relieved and everything in all these different places. It looks really cool. It's super light. Looks like it's going to fit just like mine did. So I'm going to go ahead and just so that it's installed like he intended it, even though my coil bracket's going to be going back on it because this is just for testing for him, I'm going to go ahead and use all of these studs and bolt this thing in just how he intended it and just flop this dude on there and see how it fits. So we'll get to that.
Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on.
Okay, so you guys can see all the bolt holes and everything line up great, and this is why you test parts before you just sell them. So right through here needs a little bit more clearance, so he'll change that in his file, and I'm going to probably just go ahead and mark it for him, the actual radius, so that he knows. But this is why you test fit on things before you try to mass produce things, or you'll have angry customers. And Buck is awesome with making sure his parts fit before he sells them to the masses. We work with him at Haltech with some of his stuff, and I personally have been working with Buck for a few years now, and everything that he has sent me to test fit typically fits the first time. He always does his research. He's very, very good at what he does. My upper control arms and for the front and the rear both fit perfect. They function amazing. Made this car have the adjustability on the top and the front and in the rear that I actually needed. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this guy, send it back, and then I can go ahead and give him my notes on it, and we'll go from there. We'll probably go ahead and change the plugs now, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut to that.
About me when I'm gone. Oh honey, though our friendship ceases from now on. If you can't say anything real nice, it's better not to talk at all.
Plug wires off. They fit really good. They're actually MSD custom wires that we built. I'm gonna go ahead and rip these plugs out and see what they look like. One thing we're gonna do is definitely blow this thing out because a lot of crud gets down there from the hood vents. I always put stuff on these threads. Like I like to put a little dab of grease or whatever because I know it does get exposed to so much heat. The last thing you need is get plugs stuck in there. They look pretty good. Honestly, they don't look bad at all. This is... I don't know, there's not even any blow-by on here. You know, these things will get blow-by. You'll see that like brown, crusty, looks like fire, and that's exactly what it is. It's you're actually getting blow-by in here from the cylinder pressure and everything like that. For basically more than a season, these plugs look good. Not bad. We'll go ahead and get the rest of these out of here. I do have a whole new set. You can see BKR7E. This is a resistive type plug. Cuts down on noise. I do recommend that. It's a cheap plug. It's like $2.50 a piece or something like that. You can replace them all day long. You can see how crusty they got from getting water down in there, but get you a nice decent plug. But NGKs, that's what I run in all my stuff. They work great. Don't have really any issues. So we're gonna get the rest of these out of here. I can't believe it. These plugs look like they've only been run for a little bit. Love it. That, boys and girls, is why you have a proper tuner tune your stuff. So I will say, I can't believe they look this good. Even after running the rotational idle, this thing was running pig-rich mixtures sitting there at idle for the entire time I was on track at Road Atlanta. So anytime I was on track, rotational idle was on. Anytime I was on track for Riverside Round 5, rotational idle was on. So pretty amazing. Still, that's rubber. That's why you blow your stuff out, to make sure you don't have rubber and stuff down in there to fall in the engine. That's number 6. It's dirty. There's all kinds of junk back in there, but looks good. Oh, let's get the new plugs, put them in. Alright, so I've just got this thing sitting on here, so I'm just going to show you here. This is the plug that I run in my 1.5J. I keep a full set of gapped plugs with me at all times when I go racing. So these came out of my toolbox. I'm just going to end up replacing these with another set. It's good to have just another set. You never know what's going to happen. You crack one or whatever, you just replace them all while they're out. If you're running a 2J or a 1J, this is the plug you want. Alright, so I moved you guys up a little bit because you couldn't see anything. This here is what a brand new spark plug looks like. You can see I already gapped it. I am going to put a dab of something to keep these things from seizing up because they do see a lot of heat. So again, BKR7E, we're going to put in. So I'm going to put a little bit of this stuff. It's actually brake caliper grease, but it's silicone based so that you don't have to worry about eating up the stuff. But just a little drop. I mean, you don't need much of anything, just so that these things will come back off.
Honey, though our friendship ceases from now on.
So one thing you guys are going to figure out about me is that I come from a hot rodder background. My dad's a hot rodder. He's built a lot of hot rods. With my builds, you'll notice that I don't always do things exactly like everybody else. This is one of those little things. I took way too much time to engine turn the top of these. It's kind of an old school thing to do. It's something you guys would see on like airplanes and hot rods and stuff like that. But you can see the swirl marks. I did them on a mill, so they're perfectly straight and everything. So yeah, they stay pretty dirty, but just something kind of cool that I did. So I just finished putting everything back together. I hope you enjoyed this content. It's a little bit different than what we've done in the past, you know, showing you guys things like tools and crimping and stuff like that, going over the car. If you liked it, let me know in the comments below. If you didn't like it, let me know in the comments below. I'm taking any constructive criticism you guys want to give. Like, share. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. There's a lot coming. And then turn on post notifications so you guys know when I upload stuff. I've got a lot of content actually recorded already, so I'm going to try to bang that stuff out and get it, you know, edited and put out. So look forward to that. We're going to be doing some cool stuff here. So thanks. See you guys soon.